Hello, I'm Max.
And I'm Callum.
And in last week's video, we were talking about how to get the instrument and the reeds ready for playing. So the bindings around and how to prepare it. And in this week's video, the topic is going to be the playing in of the reeds. So you're going to get your set of pair of reeds and how do you need to care and how do you need to get it going.
So here we have 3 sets of reeds. The first is a set that hasn't actually been played at all. They were formed about 6 months ago and they have been sitting in a box seasoning. Now, this second set is being played for maybe an hour or so, and this third set's been played for well over a year, Max, is that correct?
Yeah, almost a year.
Almost a year.
I started in January to work on that reed.
Okay.
But it's been played a lot because it's my concert pair.
Okay.
So the last videos that you can see on my YouTube channel and on this channel are played with this one.
Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. So this set of reeds hasn't been played yet, and the maker needs to cut the stem to the correct length for the correct instrument, probably prepare the tips by scraping them, and generally working the pair so that it is good in order to start the playing in process. When that's done, the reed starts to look a bit more like this, and then it's the player's job to start the long process of playing the reed in so that it's ready for concert, and then you end up with a pair like this. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to demonstrate a little bit this process. And well, Max, how about I plug these reeds into my instrument, you plug these into yours, and let's crack on.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
How do yours look like? Yep. That's pretty open, huh?
Yeah, as to be expected.
Let's show it. So I will take both pairs and now I hold them into the camera. Here you see it nicely. So guess this is the new pair and this is my pair that I've been playing for a long time. And you see the new pair has opened up already quite a bit, and this is really the point where you want to put the reed caps again on it to bring it to the point that they can dry out again. So actually this is what you're looking for. You play the instrument and you play the reeds, and as soon as you discover that they have opened up, like I'd say this was about 1.5 millimeters, then you stop playing, you put the reeds aside, you unplug them because you definitely want the humidity to be able to leave, and also if you leave the reeds in the instrument, then they might get moldy. The instrument might get moldy and the reeds might get moldy, and if reeds get moldy, then they're going to break very easily and they're going to deteriorate, and you really don't want that. And same I will do with mine. They are a tiny little bit open, and for me this is the moment when they are starting to be perfect now for playing. And if I want to do a concert, because for example if I want to play a concert, then I need to bring them to a point where they sound nicely, and this is a process of playing them a little bit and putting them aside, playing them a little bit, putting them aside, and then at some point I will have them in the point that they really sound nicely. This will happen easier if I've been playing them the days before. If I have not been playing them the days before, then I really need to work on the reeds that they sound nicely. With these new reeds, they will have an interesting sound pretty fast already, but then you will realize that the sound gets very blurry and unfocused, and that's really the point where you unplug them and put them aside. And this process, so you can do this process several times, like 3, 4, 5 times a day, depending a bit on the climate you are living in, because you really need to see that the reeds dry in between playing. You will see that they develop, they will evolve in the way they react, evolve in the way that they sound, and adapt to the position. Because what's happening is, look at the reed, it used to be a tube. It used to be round, and so it always wants to get back into this round position. We're helping the reed with the reed clamp. That's why we leave these newly made reeds for a long time in the boxes before we start on working on them. And then on further playing, we play them and we help again with the reed caps that they stay in this position. And the more you play them, the more they will adapt to this position.
And Aulos reeds really do take a long time to play in by modern standards. As an oboist, I used to be quite used to reeds playing in a relatively short time, a couple of weeks. But with Aulos reeds, it would appear that it really takes several months until they're concert ready. This is very much backed up by the sources. So here is a source from Theoprastus to show the point. They say that the timely season for cutting in the days before Antigenides, when they used to play the Aulos in an unaffected manner, was during the month of Boedromion, around the rising of Arcturus. And that's around modern day September, mid-September. The reed cut at this time becomes usable after long years and requires much playing in advance of being used for performance. But the mouth of its reed tongue closes its lips, which they say is useful for diacteria. But when they changed to an affected style of playing, so too was the cutting changed. Now indeed they cut them in the months of Scirophorion and Hecatombaion, a little before or during the summer solstice. They say the reeds become usable within 3 years and require little playing in advance. Now in this video, Max and I have been playing reeds cut in June, and whilst Theophrastus suggests that reeds cut in this period take a shorter time to play in, I propose that what the ancient Greeks consider a short time is probably longer than what we in the modern world consider to be so. Now, over the last few years, I have also played in several sets of reeds cut in September, and I found that these reeds took about 9 to 10 months to prepare for use in concert. And Max and I have also both observed that reeds cut in June take, in comparison to their September counterparts, a much shorter time to play in, but a time frame that still to us today appears to be a relatively long one. So as you can see from Theophrastus, we know that the reed takes a long time to play in, but we don't know quite how they got to the result of a played in reed. Over the years, we've tried lots of different tricks to try and speed up the process, but they've all given suboptimal results, or results that work very well in the short term, but in the long run don't work so well. So, for example, we tried toasting the reed.
You see these marks on the reed. You can see it has been toasted. We've been taking a torch to heat up, oiling it before, applying a clamp, and then heat toasting it.
And this has the effect of making the back of the reed plastic in nature, basically setting it into a position so that the aperture at the top of the reed doesn't open up too quickly. However, what we found in practice is that the reed wears out quite quickly after doing this. It only lasts a couple of months rather than several years, which is what I found using the process that we now use has the effect of doing. The other trick we tried was to tie a metal bridle around the reed, a bit like you would find on an oboe or a
bassoon,
or a bassoon even, and this keeps the reed shut and it gives a very dark sound. But the problem with it was it was sort of monochromatic. It only really gave you one colour, and it was very hard to modulate and stay within a just intonation that is kind of more pleasurable in an aulos.
Conclusion is pretty much that we have to play the reeds and clamp them and let them dry, and play the reeds and clamp them and let them dry, and this for a long time. And you will see I do this with my own reeds. I have this concert pair, and since several weeks already I'm playing on this pair, and it's going to take still a few months until I will be able to use this pair as a concert pair, until it will have the nice sound that I'm looking for. This is something that will also be good for the muscles. For example, when I play in the reed, I train my whole muscles to get used to the playing, and they will build up, and I will be able to give a lot more support to the reed.
I suppose that brings us rather nicely on to the next video, when we're going to talk about embouchure and basically how to get a good sound out of the instrument, by and large.
Yeah. I hope you liked this video. Maybe you want to give us a little click on it, a little like, and come back for the next video.
Yeah, so hope to see you soon.
Bye-bye.